Alright then, this video goes out there to all the people who are in the government and the council just think they're going to make some cuts to budgets and funding and just take some money away from people who live all over the country, because apparently we're in debt, and they want to make differences out in places like Stafford or maybe Telford or a place like that, places where money is used not just to re-tarmac roads, just to say, okay, this is the instance I'm going to use because it's the main topic that I'm going to be talking about, is say this money goes to places like youth clubs, right? People who run these youth clubs get paid by the council to do a job which is to help younger people, kids, people varying ages from maybe 10 upwards, say, people who don't always have the most money in life, and they just want to be able to go out with their friends, have some fun on some activities, maybe even just have somewhere to go at the night instead of being at home or whatever, just something to do. But for some reason the government think that they should be doing big cuts to budgets, spending. So say the youth club get around £5 million a year, say just a number, right, say they get that much. That wouldn't be just for one youth club, because that'd be preposterous, it's a big amount of money. But say the whole of Staffordshire as a county received £5 million, right? Now Staffordshire as a county doesn't sound very big, but believe me, it is. You've got places covered miles and miles and miles. You've got places like Cannock, Stafford, Stoke. It goes on for miles. There's South Staffordshire and other parts, right? It's massive. Now these places don't get as much money as it seems. That £5 million breaks down. First you've got the people that need to be paid for doing their job, which they do really well. They do their job goddamn well. They've helped me through hard times, they've helped other people through hard times, my friends. It's just, they deserve the money they get, okay? So they need to be paid. Then you've got stuff like the activities. Now the activities vary for different people. You've got theme parks, they take people, like kids to go to who don't have enough money to go with their family. So they take them out for the day. There's kids that have got talent, and that talent needs nurturing. So what they'll do is they'll help them kids that have got that talent. Wait for the car to go. And the kids with that talent, say they want to be a pro skateboarder when they're older, right? You might laugh at it now, but some of them kids actually do that. And without the help of the youth club, they would have never done that. Ever. They would have just been there. Maybe they might have been in a council house for all you goddamn know, no one knows. But I've got friends who've made it in the BMX industry, from cycling, skateboarding. They've got sponsorships with big clothing brands like DC because of the youth club mainly, or because they've offered trips for free to go to indoor skate parks that are miles away that none of us people in little villages with not a lot of money could access. Now, if you cut funding like that to people like this, you're basically creating another dilemma. Lots of dilemmas. I mean, you've got parks that need to be kept and maintained. Now you might think that's the council that do that sometimes. Well, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the people that get these places for the council are the youth clubs and the youth workers and the social people at the youth places that we have in South Staffordshire, or Staffordshire in general. And I want to share with you the reason why I want to make this video. Now, youth club in general, the whole of the the whole way it works is they help people. They help people achieve stuff that they wouldn't normally achieve. They build people's confidence, give them help, and show them a fun time, make new friends. They do everything like that, and they also help out and give people the ability to make stuff like this, which doesn't look like much, to be honest. A few ramps, oh that's cool. But what are those? Yeah, this is a skate park, right? about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a bit more, I moved to this village. I think it's probably about 6 years ago, and I didn't have much. I think I had a push bike, I had a BMX or something, and I had nothing to do here. Me and my mates used to just ride around the village, not so much causing trouble, but we had nothing to do, so we'd ride our bikes. And people that get pissed off, really pissed off for some reason, that it seems that apparently you can't ride a bike or push a skateboard around a village and it's okay. Apparently that's really bad, right? I don't know why it is. Yeah, it might make a bit of noise, but at the end of the day, it's doing something creative in my eyes. Very creative. And for some reason, that people think that if we cut this funding that makes the skate parks for the kids to go to, so they're not roaming the streets of the village over in the distance, for some reason, if we cut the funding to the people that want to make skate parks, or to the people that want to go on trips to see people they would never ever have met, travel, well, England, sometimes abroad, why would you cut money and stop kids from having a good time, right? Because their families might not have enough money to support them to do stuff like that. They might not get that chance or opportunity ever again. But no, it's blown out of the water because some people think they should cut funding instead of cutting it elsewhere where it's probably not as needed. Like, I could get slated for saying this, but at the end of the day, just to think how much members of parliament get paid, how much the rich get taxed. Nothing against rich people, they've earned their money, fair play to them, but there's other ways that you can cut stuff without affecting society, the youth society, the whole branch of people from 10 years old upwards to 18 or 19. I'm at university now, I'm lucky, I got this funding, I got the experiences and the fun and the laughter. I mean, I even got this skate park that's over there and this play park. I signed the forms with 2 other mates and we worked for it. They wanted a skate park here for years, they never got one. I was one of 3 that helped organise it, and God, we're lucky. Maybe, sorry, it was more than 3. It started off as 10, and then 3 of us got picked to carry on with it, and we tried, we signed forms and we did petitions and we worked for it, and we got this skate park with the help of the funding from the youth club. And without that funding, other places around the UK aren't going to get that. Kids aren't going to be able to have somewhere to go at night when they're bored. I mean, yeah, it's alright in the winter when everybody's inside playing on their games consoles or on their computers, that's fine. But when it comes to summer, places like this, where you want to spend your time, will not exist, simply because people think that you don't need funding, right? It's just not fair. Why would you cut off a complete age group from having social times with their other friends, going to parks and stuff, going to just nights at the youth club? Some of my best nights were spent at youth clubs around Staffordshire, because we visited other youth clubs, we stayed at our own, we had good times, we had little like music nights, we had DJs coming to teach us how to be a DJ if you wanted to do that, we had a pool table that we played pool on, and just stuff like that will not exist. It'll just be cut out of our livelihoods, and kids that are growing up now are going to experience a whole different reality to us, which isn't always bad, but I think it is in this case. I think they're stepping backwards in the world with like reality, because I don't see why you'd want to take stuff away from kids who are going to grow up and maybe even run the UK, run the world, whatever. If you're going to give them a deprived childhood, maybe even adulthood, I don't know how you class it, but if you're going to deprive them of what they should have, what they deserve in my eyes, and probably about 100,000 other people's eyes, maybe more, I don't know. If you're going to deprive people of what they've got, or what that's coming to them, like just simple things like having a 5-a-side football tournament, that could bring kids a heap of like fun and laughter. Maybe even to support those kids that could become the next Wayne Rooney or Steven Gerrard. They're not going to access that. Here, especially here in South Staffordshire and Staffordshire in general, we're going to have nothing really.